I've got the newly announced Ice Crystal Palette from Odens here with me. I'm going to show you guys swatches and create 2 eye looks and give you my review on this palette. So if you guys are curious, just keep watching. If this happens to be your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do try to post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing to my channel, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so Odens is one of my favorite indie brands, and I'm so excited that we have a new palette, and I'm a sucker for a big old palette. So this is their second palette that they've done that is this size. I will show you the first one later. I believe that was, I don't even remember, was that last holiday? My memory is so bad. Anyways, this is the new palette. Definitely lives up to the Ice Crystal name, and I am excited to show you guys close-ups and swatches. So let's go ahead and get into that. This palette is made in China and the net weight is 30 grams or 1.06 ounces. And we have such pretty packaging, very much those crystal icy vibes. So this year's palette is snow globe themed, and it will bring a touch of enchantment to your 2025 winter celebrations. The palette's gonna retail for $56.90. And you can use my Odens discount code on top of that to save a little bit. It'll be KH Makeup. So the palette will launch on November 15th at 5 p.m. That is a Saturday. And they will also have their Black Friday promotions launching at the same time. I'm not really sure what all of that is, but I just want to show you guys this palette and of course the beautiful swatches as well. I swatched it like their 2 12-pan palettes. So I started with the lighter-ish side on the top, and then the next 12 shades are on the bottom. And I swatched from left to right. So I went by column all the way from the far side to the end. And let's start off with the shade Ice Shard. It's a peachy shimmer with lots of like white sparkles. Then we have Golden Icicle, which is a butter yellow. Mint Frost is a shade that has a lot of greeny sparkles in it, but no base shade. And then Cocoa Dust is a cool tone brown. Definitely not my kind of color, but I get it. And then we have Snow Whale, which is a white matte shade. Moonstone Gleam is another shade that doesn't really have a base to it, but it has a lot of green yellow sparkles. Frozen Lake is a matte, more cool tone grayish blue. Starfall Snow is a shade that has a lot of blue and green shift to it. And then Moonlight is another shade with no base with lots of pink and purple sparkles. Amber Flame is a peachy matte shade. And Crystal Frost is a white shade that has lots of pinky purple shimmer shift to it. Peach Glow is a brighter orange, almost neon matte color. And now to the next 12 shades. We're starting back again from the very end here. Glacial Mist is a minty green. Frozen Opal is one of those shades that's kind of like a gray base with lots of purple shimmers. I've definitely seen that type of shadow before. It's a pretty shade. Then we have Blush Quartz, which is a light purple matte. Obsidian Gleam has a black base with lots of silver sparkles. Prism Shine is a yellow shade. It has a lot of green sparkles. I feel like this is very similar to a shade in the Pacific Northwest palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I don't remember the name of the shade, but I think I did use that one in a look. Amethyst is a purple matte. Arctic Twilight is a shimmery purple. And then we have Winter Night, which is a army green. Sunset Ice is a matte yellow. Emerald Mist is kind of one of those chunkier looking shimmers, but it's swatched nicely. It is a multichrome, so it shifts from green to like a purpley peachy color. And then Midnight Sapphire is a mid-tone blue. Aurora Shadow is a gray shimmer shade. So those are all the swatches. I'm also guessing this is going to be a gift with purchase, but they sent me this really cute tote bag. I know they just did one with the Hella palette for Halloween, and that's Angie's first palette with Odens Eye. But now we have this one as well. So this is the Ice Crystal bag, and it's so cute. It's a good size too. And I love reusable bags. I use them for groceries. I use them to take my kids' books to the library that we need to return. So I am a sucker for a good tote bag. So yeah, I'm guessing this is going to be a gift with purchase. So now that you've seen all the close-ups and swatches, why don't we go ahead and get into a look with the palette. Okay, we're creating a look with the new Odens Eye palette, and I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Winter Night. I'm kind of going for like a greenish grungy vibe, so it'll probably be pretty simple. And then I'm gonna do like a more pastel-y look with this palette, but I just got inspired by the shade called Emerald Mist, and I'm going to film my new makeup releases video right now, and then I'm gonna go pick up my kid from school, so I can't have too much fanciness right now because I'm in a little bit of a time crunch. So I thought just a quick little look to include in this video would work. And then I'm going to go into Cocoa Dust right here, and I'm just blending that out a little bit more on the crease. Okay, that's kind of what I was going for. Now I'm just going to take Emerald Mist and put that all over the lid. I think it's going to be so pretty because it's a multichrome shade, and I see a lot of potential there. So let's just go ahead and pick it up on the brush, give it a nice little spray, and then just kind of pull that over the lid. It's one of those chunky shades. It's Swatch, really like glidey and easy, but it's definitely one that you want to wet to kind of get all over the lid. Okay, kind of a quick, simple look. So let me throw on some eyeliner, and then I'm just going to use those two mattes in the waterline and throw on some mascara, and that'll be the look. Okay, so this is the What's Up Beauty eyeliner. I've really been enjoying this. I cleaned this pencil brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here called Crystal Frost, and I think that's going to be my inner corner shade. There's a lot of lighter shades in this palette, so you have lots of options for an inner corner. I contemplated the matte white shade, but I feel like it's gonna be a little too Halloween-y for like picking up my kid at school. So we're just going with that. And of course we have dance class today. Thank goodness it's Halloween, so even if it looks a little over the top, it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna take Winter Night on that same pencil brush, and I'm just gonna run that right along the waterline here. Okay, so we'll see how this looks off camera. I don't know. So far, I think it's like super simple, but also very impactful. I definitely think that you can easily do a look with 2 eyeshadows, and well, technically 3, I guess, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this look, and I'll be right back to show it to you. Okay, friends, here is the finished look. You guys are gonna see this after Halloween, but I did film this look the week of Halloween, so I had to put on my little ghost earrings. But let me tell you really quick what is on my face today in case you guys are curious. So my lip color is a little warmer for this look, but I put it on before I filmed and I really love it. This is Sahara from Hourglass. Haven't pulled this out in a while, and I recommended these lip products for the Sephora sale, so figured I'd show that to you. And then for highlighter, I'm actually wearing my Hourglass Fox palette. It has a really pretty highlighter in it. And I also used the setting powder today. Sometimes I forget. Actually, most of the time I'm not wearing setting powder, but since I love the one in that palette so much, I thought I would use it. For foundation and concealer, we have Natasha Denona and the Estee Lauder concealer. For bronzer, I can't believe I forgot about this bronzer, but I bought back my Natasha Denona liquid bronzer and the House Labs powder bronzer. And for blush today, I did use this older one. This is Mood from Merit. I don't have any of the new packaging Merit blushes, but I still have Mood, and I thought it was a pretty berry shade. So that is everything that I use for this look today. Now let's get into another look with this palette. Okay, so since the first look was kind of a more neutrally look, I wanted to play with the blues and purples for the second look. So let's see what I can put together with this color story. I always get a little bit weary of pastel palettes, but I'm hoping we get some good pigmentation out of this one. So I'm going into the shade Amethyst, which, wow, right off the bat, it is very pigmented. And I'm using this BK Beauty brush, and I'm trying to like really press that into the crease because I want the shades to really pop on my skin tone. I did use a white base, but my eyeshadow brush that I used to put on my base had a lot of other shades in it mixed into it. It's my everyday like eyeshadow primer brush, so it looks more of like a tan. But I'm trying out a new eyeshadow primer for funsies. I'll show that to you guys at the end when I show you everything on my face. But okay, I was really worried because I feel like with lighter tone palettes like this, the colors hardly ever show up on me, but this one is really looking quite pigmented. I really like that color. It's so pretty. So next, I think I'm going to use a shimmer shade, and we've got so many great ones in this palette. Okay, so for my lid shade, I think I'm going to go into Arctic Twilight. It looks like a bit of a chunky shade. We'll see how it picks up on a brush. Okay, it picked up quite well here, so I'm going to give it a little spray. This eyeshadow brush is a little stiff, so it feels like I'm kind of scraping my eyelid. Also, this setting spray from Glamlight is very aggressive, so I'm trying to spray it away from my makeup products because I feel like it's gonna gunk up my eyeshadow palettes if I spray it on top. Okay, that is so cute, very girly and pretty. I'm just gonna take a little singe brush here, and I'm gonna go into the shade called Blush Quartz, and I'm just gonna blend the shade out a little bit because I feel like I couldn't blend it as well with the BK Beauty brush I used because it was kind of a hybrid, half like blending, half pressing kind of brush. So I'm just going to use this singe brush to just kind of blend out the harshness of the lines here that I feel like I created. I have so many inner corner options in this palette, which is exciting to me. The only thing I'm wondering about is what shade I want to use in the outer corner, but first I'm going to put something in the waterline so we can start working on the rest of the look. I was going to use a black eyeliner because I wanted to give this look some definition, but I decided to go with a white eyeliner so I can use it as a base for my eyeshadow to cling on to. And I just use this one from Milk Cosmetics. Okay, so for the inner corner, I think I want to use this minty color. It just looks fun. It's called Mint Frost, and I'm just going to pick it up on the pencil brush, and I'm going to give it a nice spray, and we'll see how that looks. Just want to add a little bit of contrast in this eye look, and I feel like an inner corner is a fun, easy way to do that. This is such a fun frosty green. I would love to hear from you guys what kind of look you would envision with this color story because I don't feel like it's the easiest color story in the world. I am going to go in with Glacial Mist in the lower lash line. I just decided that that would look cute with the Minty Frost or the Mint Frost shade. I just want to see how that'll look with the purple. So let's try it out. If we change our mind, we can always just kind of color over the lines, I guess. Oh my gosh, I think that looks so fun. I feel like a snow queen. Okay, I'm going to go into the shade called Midnight Sapphire, and I'm going to use that on the outer corner and also to kind of like blend into the outer corner of this eye look. Okay, so I'm just going to take that brush that I was using initially and just kind of blend this line out in the crease that I created. So fun. All these like holiday themed palettes. Well, this one's not Christmas themed, but it just kind of reminds me of winter, and it's automatically putting me in the mood for Christmas time and makes me want to ask you guys what your favorite holiday traditions are with like your family. If you guys have kids, especially ones that are older than mine, or just like a really fun tradition that you can start with your kids, let me know. I've been warned not to start Elf on the Shelf because it's really hard to like keep up with, so I'm in no rush to do that with my kiddos. But when I saw online, and I saw this last year too, but it was too late for me to start it with them, wrap up 25 books and do like an advent calendar with books that they can read for 25 days. So I thought that was a fun one. And I want to do a stocking this year, which I'm always like late to the party, so I never like end up like filling up a stocking. So I want to do stockings for them. I want to do the advent calendar. We got matching pajamas. So I've got a few things started, but if you have any like fun traditions, I would love some ideas because I don't really have a ton from being a kid other than Santa, of course. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. I really want to deepen this look up, and the only shade, well, there's two shades. There's Cocoa Dust and Winter Night, and both of them are so cool toned. I kind of just like really don't want to add them to this look. If I just had like a black shade, I think it would be so helpful for me, but I don't want to add any brown to this look. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and we'll just kind of make this look a little bit more dramatic with my mascara. So let me go ahead and finish everything up, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, friends, so here is the finished look. What do you guys think? As always, let me know which one was your favorite. Did you like the first look or the second look? I'm always curious about which one calls to you guys more. I have to say, I literally don't think I've ever worn these earrings, and if you know when I wore these earrings, you have a better memory than I do, because I saw them in my little earring holder and I was like, what is that? What earring is that? And then I pulled them out and I'm like, I don't think I've ever worn these earrings, and they're perfect for a video like this on a palette called Ice Crystals, and they have a little bit of blue in them too, so it worked out. I feel like a pageant ice princess. So yeah, anyway, I just had to tell you guys that story. And let me tell you, I don't get requested a lot of videos, but you guys ask me all the time to do an earring collection video, and I just feel like that would be the most boring video to watch, because half the fun is like seeing them on me. And I've thought about doing like a try on and trying on every single pair, but I'm sure I have at least 100 pairs of earrings. So I don't know, maybe someday, like maybe if I hit like 20,000 subscribers, I'll show you guys my earring collection. But I promise you, it sounds more fun than I think it'll actually be. Anyway, I had to go on that tangent, but let me tell you what else is on my face today, because I feel like the makeup is serving. I went for more pinky makeup today, which I never do because I prefer browns and more peachy tone makeup, like as far as blush and lip products go, but I thought a pink shade would look really cute with this eye look. So for foundation, I am wearing my Makeup by Mario Natural Finish Foundation. I can't remember exactly what this is called, but it's 16.5. That is the shade I have in this foundation. And then I just got this LYS concealer in the Sephora sale. This is in the shade TN3. Has a little doe foot, like poofy thing that I don't hate. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but it's all right. And so far I've been enjoying it. I did pull out my One Size powder because I just wanted to take a break from my Charlotte Tilbury powder that I'm slowly trying to pan. Eyeshadow primer today. This is a new one I'm testing out. It is from Danessa Myricks, and this is the Color Fix Matte in the white shade. It's called Lift. So been using that to try it out. And for my bronzers today, I'm wearing the Rare Beauty Contour as my bronzer and the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. That's the combo. And for blush, I pulled out my palettes from Blend Bunny. I feel like I haven't worn these in a while, so I actually used the big one from the Masterclass collection, and I mixed these two shades as my blush, and then this is my highlighter on my face today. So if you guys were curious, it was fun to reach into this for those pinky tones. And then for my lip combo, I was gonna wear this lip balm from Bella Beauty Bar. This is in the shade Dreamscape, and it's so pretty. It's like a balmy texture with like a really pretty like purpley shift to it, but it was a little too light, so I decided to use What's Up Beauty. This is Lilac Lullaby, and then I did top it with a little bit of this particular lip balm. I feel like you can see it a little bit better now. I definitely went over it again. I feel like the little shift is just a nice touch, and it goes so well with this eye look. So that's everything on my face today. I just wanted to share in case you guys were curious. Now I did go and grab my Eternal Twilight palette from Odens Eye. So I feel like they launched this last holiday, but I really cannot remember. And this is definitely the deeper, more grungy sister that the Icy Crystal Palette needed. So I just wanted to show these to you kind of next to each other so you can see how well these would pair together if you already have the Eternal Twilight palette or you want to pick them up. I think this one is still available. This green shade is just like my soul sister color. I just love green shades like that. But overall, I just love Odens Eye. So I have a lot of their palettes, and I just wanted to show that to you guys. As far as this Icy Crystal palette goes, for me, this is not a standalone palette. I feel like if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you'll know exactly what my preference is as far as eyeshadow palettes go. And this one is just not really my color story. Like, pastels scare me. I have a hard time working with them. So I tend to stray away from pastels in my day-to-day life unless I'm mixing them in with something else and wearing them like in the crease. And I love like pastel-y shimmer shades, but I have a hard time with pastel matte shades. So this one is full of them. I will say the saving grace for me is these more pigmented mid-tone shades. So I'm happy that those are in here, and I do need to try creating more looks. Like, I think you could do a really pretty yellowy orange look as well with this palette, but this one just doesn't speak to me as much as this one does. I feel like this is a little bit more of a my comfort zone kind of palette, whereas this one I'm just a little bit intimidated by. But as far as the formula and stuff goes, everything feels really nice. And I'm not saying that I can't create a look with this palette. I just feel like for all of the launches that have happened recently, and of course you guys are always commenting as well, like which palettes you've picked up. If I was looking at all the palettes that launched over the last week or two, I would definitely reach for something else over this color story. It's just not my preference. So I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on that as far as the mattes and the metallics and pigmentation goes. I think we have a very solid formula, very similar to what I'm used to with Odens Eye. So I have nothing bad to say as far as that goes. I also love a big palette, so I don't mind the size of this at all. I just store them with my other Odens Eye palettes on a bookshelf. So that's an easy way for me to keep these palettes together. So those are my thoughts on the new Ice Crystal palette from Odens Eye. This palette is launching on the 15th at 5 p.m. Central Time. And if you would like to support, you can use my discount code KH Makeup to save, and they will have Black Friday deals as well. So you can definitely pick up some of their eyeshadow palettes. I love their lip products. They have so many fun things on the Odens Eye website. So definitely check out the deals and the steals, and I'm sure it's going to be really, really exciting the next few weeks. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on future uploads. Check out some of my other videos as well if you have a little bit of time. And I will see you guys in another one very, very soon. Bye for now.